Hey troops, welcome back to the channel. My name's Ryan. I'm a former commando from the United Kingdom. Today we've got an update for Ukraine. Today's date, 23rd of October, and it's a Sunday, so we've got an update from the Institute of Study of War, and we're going to get straight into it today. Troops, not messing about with any introductions or anything like that, just a plain old simple update. Because it's Sunday chill day. Let's do it. Okay, so this is where we're going to start. Russian forces continue to withdraw from Western Kherson Oblast while preparing to conduct delaying actions that will likely be only partially effective. The Ukrainian General Staff reported that Russian forces have completely abandoned their positions in Chauvin and Shakhlov, both approximately 33 kilometers northwest of Nova Kakhovka, and that Russian officers and medics have reportedly evacuated from Berslav. So it's rumoured, but we've also seen in different news outlets that the Russian forces are just getting the hell out of there now, okay? So their time is almost up in Kherson Oblast as far as I'm concerned. It's not looking good for them. It's looking good for Ukraine, so the sooner the better, and people can get back to their homes, guys. The Ukrainian General Staff added that Russian forces are also removing patients from the Kakhovka hospital on the eastern bank of the Dnipro River, likely to free up hospital beds for Russian military casualties that may result from the withdrawal across the river. So based on that information there, and we are going to be going back and forward from the article, they have effectively preempting that they're going to receive, quite a few casualties during this whole withdrawal operation, all right? If the Ukrainian General Staff has said that the Russian forces are removing patients from hospitals, then, you can bet your bottom dollar that that's probably going to happen. So the Ukrainian General Staff noted that some Russian elements are preparing Kherson city for urban combat, while other service members continue to flee the city via the ferry operating in the vicinity of Antonovsky Bridge. The Ukraine Ministry of Defense reported yesterday that Russian forces completed construction of a barge bridge alongside the damaged bridge and forecasted that the barge bridge would become a critical crossing point for Russian forces as Ukraine forces advance toward Kherson city. Now, I wonder if that bridge is going to be a focal point in terms of where forces could be allocated. We seen the bridge blast a couple of weeks ago that occurred. You can call that what you wish, but it's interesting developments that's going to be happening. It seems to me that both sides are preparing for fighting in Kherson city, okay, in the main part of towards Kherson city. So there's going to be lots coming out of that. It's unfortunately urban combat is it's a very different beast, guys. Okay, you are, in some cases, in this case, as you get closer towards Kherson city, you'll be fighting door to door, house to house to be able to get through, clear the area. So although it might be a lot of action, the action is slow and methodical if done correctly. And Ukraine have been, effective so far. Hopefully they can be effective in Kherson city. But it is a different type of war fighting, that's for sure. And we're going to see lots of different types of news coming out as a result of that. But a large part of Kherson city population has also reportedly left the city. That's the best thing in this situation. I understand that life goes on during times of war, but there's also a time to get the hell out, and now is probably the time. If you were having second thoughts, it's now's the time. Ukraine is closing in and Russia is pulling out effectively. So time is now for both sides. Okay, we most people who are especially service members, former military personnel, 99% of us are more morally aligned with how can I put this, with the acts of war in general. And I can tell you right now from me to you guys that I'm against killing of any kind. So I'm not for or against. I'm not for anyone for killing. I know it happens, it's a part of war, but and that includes both sides of the coin. All right, I'm not happy that anyone's dying. Does that make sense? Now, Russian forces are preparing a series of delaying actions. With mixed efficiency, Russian forces are likely preparing to destroy the dam at the Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant. We did mention this a few days ago. It's still alleged that that is going to be a delaying action, but I don't like to call this a potential delaying action, although it will do just that. If they destroy the Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant. It will be a direct act of terrorism, because the amount of people that it's going to indirectly affect that have nothing to do with the war, has zero strategic value, militarily speaking, for the objectives that they want to achieve. So people go, well, it's not this and it's not that. How can it be terrorism if the bridge that Ukraine blew up the other week, if that's not classified as it? How can this bridge not be classified? Well, I tell you why, because the collateral damage caused by the first one that Ukraine did its main intention wasn't to injure, maim, or harm anyone effectively. It was to destroy supply routes. It was just to slow and hinder movement, okay? Whereas this would directly involve the innocent killing of many, many people, and it would ruin the land in which people reside in, so it would cause problems thereafter. It's not just something that would happen and it would be done. It would have implications like lasting a long time, okay? So that's why I'm classifying one as terrorism and the other as not terrorism, okay, guys? But I'll happily argue with anyone in the chat over that, no problem. Now, flooding and widening the Dnipro River to delay the Ukrainian advances is what would happen if the hydroelectric power plant was destroyed, and we've already mentioned it would do an awful lot more than that. Russian occupation authorities in Nova Kakhovka are likely attempting to moderate the resulting flooding. Nova Kakhovka occupation head Vladimir Leontev said on October 22nd that Russian authorities are lowering the volume of water from the reservoir behind the dam to minimize damage in case the KHPP is destroyed, but stayed true to the false narrative that Ukraine, not Russia, would blow the dam. So why the hell are they lowering? It's crazy that they're, this is the contradictions that war gives us, guys, okay? They want to blow the dam to hinder and slow the advances of Ukraine. Now, one way in which that blowing of that dam would cause would hinder the movement and advances of the Ukraine military is the fact that there'd be a massive amount of water smashing downstream, affecting all of the logistic routes, affecting people's morale on an unbelievable level, and wiping out people on the way. There's over 80 settlements in the direct path and vicinity of that dam. So lowering the water down to minimize the damage is just a massive contradiction. Like, the whole reason that they're doing that in the first place is to cause substantial damage. So this is the stupid contradictions of war, that 3-year-olds could make better decisions. Now, honestly, man, Ukraine has no interest in destroying the dam and every interest in preserving the energy supply in newly liberated parts of Kherson Oblast. Ukraine's Southern Operation Command reiterated that Russian military leadership has moved their officer corps across the river, but left newly mobilized men on the west bank of the Dnipro River as a detachment left in contact. Using such inexperienced forces to conduct a delaying action could prompt a Russian route if Ukrainian forces choose to press the attack. I'd see how it would delay actions, but all of this, I think, we're classifying it as delaying actions, but realistically speaking, Russia is finding a new way out of that region because Ukraine's closing in quick and Ukraine's closing in fast. They're getting a lot of support from NATO. They've got the HIMARS rocket systems that are being sent from United States, which are extremely effective. And Russia is on the back foot, certainly in the east counteroffensive and the Kherson counteroffensive. Yes, there's tragedy and casualties on both sides, but the momentum in those areas specifically lie with Ukraine. So delaying the problems that they're going to encounter because they're on the back foot. So they're not necessarily, in my eyes, delaying Ukraine at all. They're just trying to delay their own advances or their own withdrawals to give them time to get the hell out of there. Okay, guys. So the delaying tactic is for them more than it is to delay Ukraine, if that makes sense. Now, Institute of Study of War previously assessed. That was it. One Russian military blogger noted that the situation in Kherson Oblast is dire for Russian troops, noting that it is virtually impossible for Russia to evacuate troops from the first lines of defense and that only 2 questions remain: how to withdraw the front lines of forces and how to explain the withdrawal to the Russian population. Really, really good point. So I'm going to leave that one down to you guys. So yeah, quite a bit to talk about on that one, actually. And I think we're going to blast a few of these out tonight, maybe, because we didn't get an update out yesterday, didn't get an update out the day before. Guys, not gonna lie, I don't know if you can tell by the sound of my voice, just feeling a bit under the weather lately. Not a sympathy charge or anything. It happens to the best of us, and I don't know, man. It's like, yeah, the world's so full of bad news at this moment in time. It's kind of hard to stay upbeat about things, okay? But I just think I need to get to the gym. Yeah, I don't know. This is the wrong place to start mourning about myself. But hey, troops, I'm probably going to get another one of these out tonight. But simple format tonight, okay? If you liked it and you were here at the end, guys, thank you. You are, how would I put this? You guys get me through an awful lot more than you would think. Probably it's just me on a camera talking. But yeah, the viewers and the comments really help. So thank you for your support. And I'll see you in the next video.